Contestant number 4, Eric Donaldson, Love versus Wisdom. Love versus Wisdom, Eric Donaldson.
Mr. Contest Chair, Toastmasters and guests, is it just me, or are you also torn between love and wisdom? The two just can't seem to coexist. They're like sibling rivals, wrestling for the remote control that operates our lives. They can't even seem to see eye to eye on anything. Love lifts you up, while wisdom grounds you. Love is warm and fuzzy, while wisdom seems cold and calculated. Love will make you do some crazy things, while wisdom is more practical, pragmatic. Love seems to be susceptible to infatuation, while wisdom thinks love takes too many chances. Wisdom won't take the risk. I remember being a freshman at Michigan State University.
Go Green!
That's where I met Ndidi. Yes, Ndidi. She was from Africa. She had a beautiful smile, a tender heart, and an amazing accent. Oh, I was captivated. I was smitten. I was in love. Well, infatuated. And wisdom tried to tell me, but love was having none of it. I just had to find out how to impress her. I had to win her heart. That semester, a couple that we knew were getting married, and everyone wanted to go to the wedding reception. The problem was, the wedding reception was in Detroit, Michigan, 2 hours away. Furthermore, there was a snowstorm brewing, and a travel advisory was issued. And no one wanted to be caught off campus, stranded in a snowstorm. Now, word got around that I was from Detroit, and I knew my way around. If anybody could travel in a snowstorm and back, it would be me. And this word reached Ndidi. Ndidi called me over. And the sweet sound of her voice drew me near. She held my hand, and I held my breath. She smiled at me, and my knees buckled. She batted her eyelashes, and I caught a chill. And then, as she walked her fingers up my arm, she said to me, "Oh, Eric, how I would love to go with you together to the wedding reception. Won't you take me?" Now, I only heard 3 things. Love you, go together, and take me. That was when it seemed as if the blood circulating in my head drained down all the way to my heart. And that's probably the reason why I found myself saying, "Ndidi, you go get yourself together, girl. We're going to the wedding reception." Oh, she was so happy. She gave me a hug and she walked away. I walked in the opposite direction, and as I was walking, the circulation of my blood began to come back to my brain. And that's when wisdom said, "What are you thinking? You don't have a car. I did what most college students would do. Hello, Dad? It's your son, Eric. No, I have plenty of money. No, I'm still in school. No, Dad, I'm not arrested. Listen, I have a situation. What makes you think it's all about a girl? Ndidi. Yes, Ndidi. Listen, Dad, I promised Ndidi that I would take her to a wedding reception. However, the wedding reception is in Detroit, 2 hours away. And Dad, I know that you work 2 jobs full time, and I know that this is your only day off, and I know that there is a snow advisory in effect, but Dad, you're the greatest driver I've ever known, and you've got to help me with this. Dad, you have to come to the campus and pick us up and take us to this wedding reception. Please, Daddy, please, oh please, oh please. You will? All right. Thank you, Dad. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Bye. My father hung up the phone, pulled himself up out of his bed, looked at his wife, put his boots on, wrapped a scarf around his neck, and went out the door into the wintry night and drove 2 hours to the campus. He picked us up. Then he drove us to Detroit, dropped us off at the wedding reception, picked us back up at the wedding reception, then drove us back to the campus, dropped us off, then all by himself drove back home alone, all in a snowstorm. Years later, my father and I had an opportunity to talk about that evening. He asked, "Son, whatever happened to that girl that you took to the wedding reception?" I said, "You mean Ndidi?" He said, "Yes, Ndidi." I said, "I haven't seen her since the wedding reception." That was the craziest thing I've ever seen you do. Dad, you think that was crazy? What about the guy that took us to the wedding reception? That was crazy. Why did you do that, Dad? And my father said the greatest thing, the wisest thing I've ever heard. He said, "Son, in the end, love wins the day." Contest master.
A minute silence for the judges, please.